Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Magnethole team here, which is a very funny team, which I already played last time Holiday Cup was around. That was basically the first time where I started redoing some stuff on YouTube as well, and had a lot of fun with it, so I wanted to give it a try again. On paper, this team looks amazing, and it played alright. It wasn't the best team that I've ever played or anything like this, I'm not gonna lie about that. First, I went like very negative, but at the end, when you know how to play it, this team works actually pretty well. Because there are a lot of charmers like this nice Wigglytuff here around, which you definitely kind of want to get rid of anyway. But I think this is a double charm team again. Oh, yep. Hi, Ninetales, and I think that's most likely gonna be a loss now for us. Very cool. I think he actually gets an extra move in. Yeah, he gets the extra move in, which is gonna KO me as well. I don't know if he would have KO'd him with one more Sky Attack there anyway, but yeah, there are a lot of charm users in this cup in general, so having two Steel-type Pokemon in the back is a lot of times really cool, but like you have to know how to play this team. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later. There's gonna be a video out on Tuesday most likely. I played a different team, which I also thought of showcasing today, but I thought I'm gonna hold back because for me right now I want to know the position on the leaderboards I got with this team. I have a very spicy, interesting team. I have no idea how it worked, but I went like so crazy good with this team that I'm like at 2,600 and I think 69 rating right now, somewhere most likely close to top 100 on the leaderboards with completely spicy Pokemon that I haven't seen anybody else use ever in this cup yet. So I'm gonna be excited for this. Most likely on Tuesday it's gonna come out, because on Monday is usually the time where I do my Road to Glory series. Maybe I put out another video on Monday though, because I have like some kind of videos still for Ultra League, which I hold off because we had this cup now around. So I have to see it there. But yeah, in general, this team worked out really good when I knew how to play this team then. I think that my last set I played with this was like 4-1, the second to last was a 3-2, while I started with a 1-4. But yeah, you have to know how to play this team. And how you play this team is basically, of course, you have an ABB line. You kind of want to bait something out if you have a neutral lead. You want to get out the fighting type or something, whatever my opponent would have in the back. So usually you say swap, in my opinion, the Magneton usually. But if the opponent has a charm user in the lead already, or like some complete hard counter, you go into the Magnezone, because Magnezone cannot really deal that well with charm users, but they're gonna swap out anyway, so it's fine. While Magnezone also can still like destroy stuff with Wild Charge. It is not always 100% important what you switch into, because both are fine as a safe swap as well. But in my opinion, it's pretty important that if you have a charm user against you in the lead, that you actually go into the Magnezone, because Magneton can always win the 2 shields, or like in general, if they still have 2 shields, you still win with the Magneton against all the charm users, because you can just one-shot them with a Magnet Bomb. And this is just the general thing there. Mirror Shot, whereas Magnet Bomb is like day and night. Mirror Shot does literally no damage still, even though it's super effective. I think it does like, I think you can 2-shot most charmers with the Mirror Shot, but like definitely not 1-shot. Maybe actually Ninetales you can 1-shot. But if it's like Wigglytuff, which is the more common charmer, like this is kind of a problem there. Well, Magnet Bomb nearly always one-shots everything anyway, and you have a little bit more bulk with the non-shadow Magneton, of course, which gonna help you anyway. Here we have a Talonflame against us. Talonflame, of course, is very difficult for the backline, but actually we still always get shields. The cool thing about Magnezone is always that you can just nuke array stuff, and I don't know if we're gonna win this game, but here, look at this Lickitung. Has so much HP still. We have our Shadow Magnezone here. How much does this Wild Charge gonna do? We had to overfarm a little bit so we can get to a move against the Frostless. This is gonna put him basically into KO range. I should have went for the Wild Charge here. I think I could have got there. I definitely could have got there. And I think this would have won me the game, because this wasn't enough. But I think, let me actually check how much the Wild Charge would have done against a Frostless. I think it would have put it into a range where I would have been able to KO this thing. Because Wild Charge, even if like the other move is super effective, Wild Charge always does more. Wild Charge is a really strong move, while the I think it's just a bait move. It's a good bait move, to be honest, because you also have the special effects on that. But for example, like a wild charge does 85%, I would have definitely won, while a mirror shot does only 48% as a shadow Magnezone against the Froster. So if I just went for the wild charge there, I would have won this game as well, but I was kind of too scared, and it felt kind of weird in general to play recently. It always felt like I lose some turns sometimes, which was kind of annoying, and like I couldn't get my quick moves through. And in general, playing in higher elo ranges again shows me what really matters to get to the top of the leaderboards and things like this right now. It's just denying quick moves, and this is like super annoying because yeah, it's something that you cannot really determine. It's a complete broken game mechanic that nothing like should ever even happen like this. By the way, here, look at this. My opponent with the DSB found me all the way down with the Magnezone. Totally fine, but we can go into our Magneton, go for the discharge, get both shields there on the Litleo, and we have a good alignment there. And here, just in case he gets the debuff or the crunch, which he of course gets because that's the luck that my opponents usually have, I need the shield for the second crunch, which does more damage. And here I have to farm on the DSB. There's literally no way around. Luckily, he doesn't have Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam was, of course, also a viable move on DSB. And we can just go for one Sky Attack. Should be able to KO the Litleo. And we're going to be able to win this game. Good game there to my opponent. And yeah, I played this team, I think, for 4 sets or something. Exactly here, I make the right play, going to my Magneton against the Wigglytuff. He even gets a quick move. And I think we're still going to be able to get to 3 moves though. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to still get to 3 Magnet Bombs and going to be able to KO this Wigglytuff. Bye-bye there. And I think my opponent's horrendous now. Yep, bye-bye. Someone underestimated my Magneton. But you wouldn't be able to do that with the other thing. And here, look at this bug battle. I see my Kyurem. Now there is like the city on the bottom there. I also lagged in the beginning already a little bit. And this is a Rock Throw Graveler. What? Like, especially like the underground there. I restarted my app after this, but this game was like crazy. I think I'm gonna lose this game pretty fast. Wigglytuff, of course, kind of difficult for me. I have to go into my Magnezone, of course, which can go for some nice mirror shots, and we are actually fine, especially if we get some defense drops, attack drops, I mean, against the Wigglytuff. We are fine, but like if he lets one go here, which he does, not gonna put him into range, and he has a Bomber Snow there. There's nothing we can do against a Bomber Snow now anymore. That was like kind of tough counter there. Bomber Snow, of course, gonna do a lot of damage there. Of course, it's Obama Snow, because Obama Snow would be a little bit too Pokemon-like. Here we can KO this, but he's gonna charm me down, which is kind of annoying always with like those charm users, but this is just how it is. Stunfisk is very, very difficult to deal with. I also lag a little bit there. And yeah, Stunfisk is like something that you have to get on the lead. If you have it on like anything else in the lead, you have a problem. I'm just gonna go straight for the Moonblast. My opponent shields, but it's fine because we actually get the attack debuff. And the attack debuff here allows me to tank those moves a little bit better. And my opponent goes into Skarmory, and I was like, okay, he wants to go for a Sky Attack, go for it. He didn't want to go for it, so I can go for the Wild Charge, and I kind of make a stupid mistake there. I shouldn't have shielded this. I thought in my head, okay, this Wild Charge, like I thought like against Swampert, it still did a lot of damage. He had double resisted Wild Charge against a way bulkier boy than Swampert. It did nothing. Yeah, so that was kind of unfortunate and kind of stupid on my part. It's actually triple resisted. I just realized that. That's why. Wow, I'm so smart. That's crazy. But yeah, this doesn't look too good here anymore. We have the Litleo against us. We have only our Magneton on the deck. Like, there's no way we can win this, right? Like, this thing is just gonna destroy us. Yeah, look at the Fire Fang damage. Oh wait, we can go for one discharge, and you know we are super attack rated. Bye bye Litleo, and we're gonna win again. Next up, Lantern. Of course, good if you face it in the lead, bad if you face it somewhere else. My opponent goes into Ninetales. Here, maybe even the Shadow Magnezone would have been better, but I'm not 100% sure. Can go for one Magnet Bomb. I shouldn't have. I built up one too much there. My opponent actually shields. I can go for a Magnet Bomb, and I know that I can outspam him here anyway. And if he shields here, I can get to another one. It doesn't really seem to be a problem there anyway, because he was in the move animation. We wouldn't see him P-Tie anyway against the Ninetales, and that's gonna be a good game there because my opponent has now a Charm User in the back there. Charm Users are everywhere, that's why this team is so nice right now in general, because Steel types are very, very nice in this meta right now. I actually don't know if there are like a lot more other Steel types. You don't really see a lot of them. Usually I actually hate to use Altaria, by the way. It's like one of the Pokemon that I hate to use, because the reason here is this Pokemon has so many hard walls where it cannot do anything against. Azumarill, you have like Bastion, G-Fisk, all those Pokemon where you kind of feels like really awkward to be against it. But actually against G-Fisk, like you can still do a lot of damage with that thing, which is hilarious. But yeah, usually I'm not the biggest fan of it. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of Trevenant against me here. I can go for one Wild Charge, put him into range for basically the Magnet Bomb there. Maybe I should have swapped out immediately. I think that it might have been the play. Was this the game that I misplayed? I think it might have been. There's one game that I misplayed. I don't know, it's still in there. Yeah, I think it is this game. If I just went straight for the discharge there, I thought I wouldn't get the damage onto me before, but I did. If I went for like 2 turns before, I would have KO'd him, and I would have still had enough health to survive the counters from the Obstagoon. I wouldn't be able to get to the move as well, I think. So I might have even been able to win this game, but I played it a little bit wrong. Like, everything worked fine there for my opponent. It was just my mistake on how I played. My opponent here likes fire types, it seems like, so he just went into the next one, which I definitely take. I can just take the move here as well. And the Shadowborn doesn't do too much. I'm gonna no shield here actually, which is only a Bone Club. And I'm gonna take this opportunity to farm up some extra energy with my Magneton. My opponent goes into the Obstagoon, which is a problem for me, but I should be able to get to 2 moves here if my opponent doesn't throw, and he doesn't throw. And at this point, yeah, I have to go into my Altaria, I have to go for this guy attack, and I have to shield here, I have to get this off. Like, if I wouldn't had the move stored there, the Obstagoon would have just KO'd my little Magnezone easily, but we swap immediately, because what we don't really want to get my opponent is like give him free energy, and we don't do that here, as he just goes straight for the Flame Charge. We can farm down now and win the game there. If I stayed in, it was like my only loose con, so that was a good play there. Here I just tried to catch the move. My opponent just didn't want to throw. I think I should have waited one longer, because he definitely wasn't at the Stone Edge yet. So yeah, I think I should next time wait for 4 roll switches, and I should be better off. But yeah, you live and learn. Like, in general, you get better with teams after a while. Like, I wouldn't suggest you changing the team like I do all the time. I can do that because I'm like close to 20,000 games in Go Battle League. But if you just need, like, if you're not sure about what you're doing, and if you're like not hit legend every time easily, you shouldn't really try to swap out your team every time. You should think of a team that you want to run that works for you, like, always, basically. And like, yeah, that's always better if you learn matchups, and this gets you higher up in general, and also gives you more knowledge about like matchups in general. So yeah, this game we're definitely gonna lose, as this Mooblas won't be able to KO this Ninetales sadly, and I cannot farm him down here. I have to go for the Mirror Shot usually, but yeah, I'm there. There's nothing I can do here. Oh, is there? We can go for the Wild Charge here. And this Wild Charge is resisted, but it does so much damage that just hurts him so much that he just, yeah, goes to sleep or something. But yeah, don't underestimate a Shadow Magnezone Wild Charge. It's basically a one-shot on everything, and it's always hilarious when that happens. So yeah, I one-shot a lot of things with that. And the Pokemon that I'm gonna showcase next time around here as well, also gonna one-shot a lot of things, basically everything with all his charge moves. And it was so much fun to get to the leaderboards with this next Pokemon I'm gonna showcase in the next video. If you are hyped for this, well, of course leave a like and subscribe. We can destroy this little, what's it called even? I forgot the name. Sableye there. And we have a 2-shield advantage here. Looks pretty decent, but also not really. Because, yeah, we don't do a lot of damage with our Mirror Shots there, and this is kind of a problem. So we have to shield it again. Frenzy Plant does hurt like crazy. We overfarm a little bit, We can go for the next move there. Mirror Shot gonna KO him here, but we have to get to another move there. And you're gonna see Play Rough just one-shots me, even though it's resisted and I had more than half of my health. It just one-shots. And this gonna be it for this game, as this little mouse gonna destroy me, sadly. Even though you usually do pretty decent against it, like in this scenario, not really. Altaria. What I always try to do against Altaria is catch the move, which didn't work out here. My opponent goes into Fire type. Great place on my side, of course. But we can go for one discharge, get a shield. We can go for another discharge and put him very low. I don't think he shields this. Yeah, he knows that he survived this. This is fine. We can go into Altaria. We know that we survive a crunch as well. Litleo is not that strong. And we have now the Moonblast stored. And I expect him to go into his Altaria again. What's she gonna do? We can fire off this Moonblast. We're gonna be able to KO him with that. And now we just need to get one shield from this Marowak. Please shield this move. He does, and now we're gonna be able to just one-shot him and win this game with a nice wild charge. Thanks all for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned for this, and bye.